Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have, I believe, a love reading. I hope you guys are all well. And let's get into it. And before we get started, you guys, make sure you're getting my notifications. A lot of people aren't, and that's what they're saying. So go ahead and resubscribe, hit the bell. Thank you so much, you guys. And I am uploading every day, so here at Power and Light Tarot, in case you don't get those, right? Let's get into it, Sagittarius. We start with the karmic relationship. Yeah. And this is fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons. Somebody's learning big time or has learned in this reading because that's what the reading is saying here. Somebody could be dealing with turmoil or resentment, but this is letting go and loving you. I feel like that's what's happening in this reading. The first card here says it all, right? Reading over, right? And we have mirror. And this is mirroring each other. You could be waiting for this person or really hoping for them to show up for you because you guys could both be really in love with each other. I feel like that's probably the case. And then we have relationships reflect our wounds. Maybe you guys hurt each other, possibly, right? But it could be here that choices have been made. We'll talk about it a little bit, but they could have been made because somebody was wounded here, right? We have deliver your greatest gift to the world, right? And on this card here is, you know, the eye, and then the eyeglasses, and then here's the present here, and you know, it's wrapped up, and it says to me, right? Which is really cute. But deliver your greatest gift to the world. This is talking about somebody who wants to be themselves. Stop being afraid. Go get what you want. Go get what you feel like you need. And it looks like somebody is really loving you in this reading. Enter one step forward and enter one step forward, one step onward. And we see, and outlining that, and this is like a maze, right? Like, you know, it says you don't need to see the full path. Just take a step. And somebody could have been afraid here because of the unknown. But this is fated, I believe. So just be yourself. And I feel like that's what somebody is going to do very soon, because we have illumination right here. This fairy's looking up at the moon, and you know, everything's clear to her, right? It's being illuminated, right? It's not dark anymore. She understands her path ahead. Somebody's going to enter one step forward. They know that I believe they don't need to know exactly what's going to happen. Like, well, life's like that anyway. It is, right? Yeah, I can throw you curveballs and all kinds of stuff, right? I feel like you're definitely here. And we have culmination of vision. So this is so clear that somebody's illuminated here. You or your person. I feel like they have been. It looks like there's been a little bit of fear here, right? Maybe they had to let somebody go, because that karmic relationship card, Sagittarius, as the first card, talks about that. So today we have a different deck here, but you know, down here, Sagittarius, we have the Queen of Hearts. This is the Queen of Cups, and here she is, you know, real sweet here. Let's see what they have to say. The Queen of Cups, we know, is always about love. We do, but let's see if they are offering something different here with the Queen of Hearts. And that is the Empress. Yeah, see, this is interesting, right? In this deck, she's the Empress. This is about fertility and responsibility to nature. You know, when we see the responsibility to nature, it means that somebody knows you're fated, you're good for them. You feel natural to them, and they have to respond to that, right? That's what responsibility is, right? Even though your mom said, you know, you're not being responsible because you don't want to respond to her house chores rules, right? So here we have the Six of, you can tell that's what I was doing, right? Yeah, I was. We have the Six of Spades, and this is the Six of Swords. Here's the woman in transition. And, you know, of course, she's always rowing away from the choppy waters to get to a calmer place. This could have been the challenge because it's in that position. These cards could be your person's cards, Sagittarius. They could, right? It could be definitely, you guys have mirroring each other right there, right? But, you know, this Six of Spades here, she's trying to get to the calmer place. and to kind of to respond to what is natural. And somebody was holding themselves back here, and now they're going to be themselves, and they're going to give themselves a present, right? And the present is like having courage to be authentic and to go after what you really want, which I believe is you, right? We have the Ten of Pentacles here, and we see two kind of visions there, right? It's the same vision, and one's kind of for the upright, one's kind of for the reversal. But you know, this Ten of Pentacles here talks about a choice of security over risk. This is why it's all happening. Wow, you guys can see that sun coming through. It's a trip, right? But, you know, the challenge was to get in the boat and come. So this, a choice over security over risk, this is why it's all happening. But this, I believe, is why this person didn't come, or why you didn't choose to move forward with this person. Because somebody was choosing security. Yeah, they were. And now they're getting in their boat. They don't care if I have to get in my little rowboat, right? I'll leave my yacht behind as long as I can be with Sagittarius, right? I feel like that's what's going on in this reading. Like, it's like, let me be natural here. Yeah, let me go after my fate and destiny. I'm pretty sure we have the Seven of Swords, and this was showing up in the reverse. It's interesting here because they're showing the horses, right? And so let's see what they say about the Seven of Swords, which is the Seven of Spades. This is the Chariot. Yeah, that's why they're showing the horses, a triumph, an inventive solution. So somebody has invented something here, a solution. But the invention is really like, I feel like the invention here is kind of, you know, I mean, I don't know somebody's exact, you know, details to their plan, or, but kind of this invention here, or this, like, it's really a solution, is just be yourself and go after something you feel really natural, and don't be afraid anymore, and give yourself this gift, right? A present to yourself, and take a step forward, and then the rest of the path will be illuminated, because we have enter one step forward, one step onward. You don't need to know the full path, and then we have illumination right after it. So this means that once somebody takes the step, that the path will be so much clearer to them. It looks like somebody, your person, was afraid here, Sagittarius. It does. And maybe they were trying to choose security, right? Maybe they lived in a really nice house, and they're like, well, I don't care if I have to live in a shack with Sagittarius, right? And I don't care about the rowboat. Uh-oh, I hope it doesn't spring a leak, right? And we have the Ten of Pentacles here. It's reversed. Okay, let's see what that's about, because let's see what they say about this. Is the Ten of Wands. I beg your pardon. So it being reversed, this talks about a burden, and we see this lady here, and you know, she has all these kind of vines covering her face. So this is a burden here, but it's reversed here. This illumination is lifting the burden. It is. Let's see their version here of the Ten of Wands. A responsibility or burden. That's what it always is, right? So this could be on your mind here, if this person is finally choosing to take this step forward. It's kind of how it looks here. And have their freedom, and get into the Chariot and show up and give themselves a present. It's kind of a trip here, because with the mirroring card, it's kind of like you understand them either intuitively, or you guys have a psychic connection, or you're telling each other this stuff, right? Yeah, you want to know here if this is going to be lifted. You definitely do. Is this going to take place? Because the burden here was somebody was not kind of being natural in their life, and kind of clinging to security, probably financial. Yeah. So here we have the moon and the sun together, Sagittarius. Yeah, we do. Right? I've seen that before. The sun's still up and the moon's starting to show up, right? I feel like it's really beautiful. But here we have the Eight of Cups as the moon. But this is the moon. Yeah, this is what it is. And in this deck. And then we have the Nine of Wands, and this is the sun. So let's have a look here. And this could be your concern here about these two cards. Let's have a look at what they are. The moon, I already know, Eight of Cups, is your instinct or your intuition. And the sun I believe, is revitalizing the situation. Let's have a look at the Nine of Wands here. And this is, oh, it's clarity, simplicity, and a new life. This is illumination because of the clarity, right? This is in your concern. You're concerned. Do they have their clarity yet? Are they going to show up here? Are they going to take a step? Right? And we have illumination and culmination of vision. You know, this culmination of vision is the last card. And I always say that that's a spread, right? I always say that it is. And that culmination of vision talks about, it just talks about that now's the time, right? It's culminating. It's peaking. It's coming, right? This person, they're going to take the step forward, Sagittarius. And once they do, they go, okay. There used to be a doll way back, yeah, I'll say how old I am, sort of in the 60s, called Baby First Step, right? So once you take your first step, right, that's how you learn to walk. And I never liked it, right? I didn't really like dolls that much. Maybe because of the masculine sign that I am, Sagittarius, right? Yeah, but, you know, it didn't work either, Sagittarius, all right? It took a battery, and, you know, I was just like, it fell right away. I feel like it, you know, maybe that's why they called it Baby First Step, right? Because it only took the first step, right? It was supposed to walk, yeah, dumb doll, right? So you're concerned here if this person has clarity, and in your environment is the Six of Pentacles, right? This is sharing, right? It always is. The man's kind of giving to the broke, to the beggars, like sharing. It can be generosity. It can be give and take, right? Are we going to share? Are we going to give to each other? Yeah, that type of energy. This is in your environment. Excuse me. But I feel like, you know, with these energies that you are kind of concerned if they have this clarity about, like, bringing you this kind of give and take relationship. And as I said, you're either in conversation with them, and this is, you guys have, or maybe talked about this, or this could just be what you're wondering. And if you haven't seen them in a while, you could be really kind of gifted, psychic, like gifted, or you know that this is, you know, a soulmate, right? So here's the Queen of Spades here, and she's showing up as the Queen of Swords. Yes, she is. And let's see what it has to say about that. I feel like that's a trip card, the Queen of Swords. And it talks about strategy. Yes, discernment and strategy. You're hoping this person will gain their clarity. You're going to have a give and take, and you're hoping that they're going to have their strategy and stop being afraid, most likely. And maybe they're leaving another situation because of the karmic relationship. Talks about loving you and letting go, right? So that's not for the same person. No, in the outcome is going to be the Knight of Wands. This is enthusiasm. You're hoping here that this person's taking action, the Knight of Wands, and you could be hoping that they are very enthusiastic. Maybe they were sad in the past. It's a possibility, right? Yeah, let's get a couple cards from the regular, contraire. No, not contraire. Let's see what we have for the regular cards for, these are all regular, but unique, right? This is how I call them. Let's see what's on your mind, this burden. You want this burden lifted. Why is that Ten of Wands there? And we have the Nine of Swords. See, this person could have been really worried. This can talk about betrayal and treachery. Maybe they had to kind of betray somebody or walk away. Could be, right? They could actually be for some in a family dynamic. We have the Ten of Pentacles here. The family is showing up. And they have been afraid to come. They have. This could be you, Sagittarius. You could have been afraid, right? You could be kind of, you know, the one that is doing all this. But you could have been wounded by this person. But this Mirror card does definitely talk about introspection, but they already have their introspection, right? So let's see here. Let's get a couple cards here for Sagittarius, right? And we have the Knight of Cups in your environment, see, with the Six of Pentacles. And this is your concern here is, are they going to have the clarity so they can bring me this cup here, basically. Like, you know, you're waiting for this person. For a lot of you guys, you're waiting. And if you're not, you're a psychic, Sagittarius, or, yeah. Let's see what we have. right? You guys might have a major psychic connection, and maybe you're not psychic about everything, but if you have the psychic connection, you can feel that person. I feel like you can feel a lot about them. You might be able to feel their kind of like their sexual drive, like if they're missing you sexually, you might feel that, right? You could also know when they're thinking about you. You might. Sometimes you'll think about somebody, and then the phone rings, and then they call you, right? And you're like, wow. Or you call them, and they go, wow, I was just thinking about you. So let's see what we have, Sagittarius. And we have Judgment here. You're hoping for a rebirth with them. Yeah, you are. The Knight of Wands, you're hoping this is going to be like inspiring and enthusiastic. That's what you are here. And we have the Hermit. Maybe they're Virgo. But this is, he's putting the star into the lantern. Like, you hope that they have the light completely. So, and that they're going to be completely enthusiastic. I feel like what you are hoping for too is that when they show up, that they're going to be completely clear. They're not going to be going, well, I'm still thinking, oh, look what I did over here. I might have hurt somebody, or maybe I need to go back and fix this. Or no, you're like, when you come correct, and you come 100% illuminated. Yeah, and you come ready. I feel like, Sagittarius, you want this person to be ready, right? We're going to end the reading and go to the extended. We're going to do their spread. We are. I really want to see it. And and we're also going to see the spread that shows the dynamic between you guys, how they feel, Sagittarius, what you don't know about them. We're going to see how they are looking at the situation, the underlying energies, and what they want to say to you. We're going to have that in the spread. Thank you so much. The link is always below the video, you guys, itself. You have to click on that little down arrow, and then you see all this information. The link is right there. They're all super affordable. Thank you so much for joining me here. Don't forget to resubscribe, and hit the bell, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe today. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me here.